Here we have a used 2021 BMW 530i. This one comes with xDrive, and this paint is going to be jet black. And then we have Canberra beige leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, made into an 8-speed automatic transmission. And this one has almost 29,000 miles on it, so we're gonna see how it's held up. But as we get around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. Love the look there. The lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But again, love that look. And I like the grille here too. It's not that huge one that's kind of on the newer ones. It's just nice and full, let me put it that way. And I noticed over here, just have a little crack on the headlamp there, but for the most part, just a little road rash on the front. And unless you have a ceramic coating or something on that front bumper, especially around here in Tennessee, that's gonna happen just with how these interstates are. Now over here, we get 18-inch aluminum wheels. Just a little curb there. I feel like that might actually buff out. That might not even be a curb. And we do get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then power door lock controls are here. We have memory seat function, just hit set and then hold the number you want to set it to. You have 2 options there. And then we have our power mirror controls here, left side, right side, and then you can adjust using that. Then we can power fold them in and out. And then we do have blind spot monitors in these side view mirrors. Rear window locks here, 1-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. Harman Kardon sound system, and then we can open and shut the trunk remotely. So we just hit the button to open it and then hold the button to close it back. And then we have a bottle holder in there, additional storage. And then parking lamp adjustment, gauge cluster brightness, headlamp controls that's off, parking lights, auto, and then all the way on. And then just hit this twice to open the hood. And then here we have our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. And we have manual thigh support here. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. That's my driving position, so we are going to see how the room is back here. So it's a step down, but once I'm back here, pretty good space. Plenty of space underneath the seat for my feet to fit under. And then we do have these expandable seat back pockets on both sides. Rear AC vents here, storage. This is actually a deeper pocket. You could probably put a phone or something, or if you want to put change or whatever, you can put that on the smaller one. And there's a 12-volt there, and then 2 USB-C charge ports. And then to the dome lights, we do get those premium ones. I love the look there. And then in the center seat here, cup holders. And then we can just close these up. Put that back. Grab handle here, we can probably hang 1 plastic holder, or 1 plastic hanger, excuse me, and then a couple metal hangers there. Then we have additional space here. Let's go ahead and make our way towards the back. So come into the back end here, tail lamps, dual exhaust, parking sensors, and huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this 530i today. I'll leave a link below in the description. Decent sized trunk space. And then we do have the netted pockets on the side, well, on that left side, and then we have storage pockets on both sides here. So there's the right side, then you have a little left side storage area there. And then underneath this, which is hard to get to, but the battery for the vehicle is underneath this mat here. So no spare or tire inflator kit that I could find. But coming around to this right side here, just click that, and there is the fuel cap. And then premium, I don't know if it's required, I know it's at least recommended for this vehicle. But back around here, we do have the top tethers up there, and then our anchors are right in here. So you can stow those so they're not in your way. And then I forgot to fold down the seats. So to do that, you just pull up on either side here, and then that unhooks them. And then you can just fold that down, and it'll fold flat when the seats up front are up far enough. And then pretty easy to just pull it back into place. And then to the front passenger seat here, same adjustability as the driver's side, which I love. And then we also have that manual thigh support along with it. Then we have a lockable glove compartment here, owner's manuals and all the XM stuff still here. But as we come around to the front here, since we hit that latch twice, all we have to do is pull this up. And there's that twin scroll turbocharged 4-cylinder. Mostly covered up there. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So we do get a nice leather wrap steering wheel here. Just showing a bit of wear on the sides here. I don't know if that's part of the design, but still feels nice. Now to the radio, we do get AM and FM along with XM. And then we have Bluetooth audio, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. You also have the option for Spotify as well if you want to use that. And then you can go through your telephone functions here, your navigation system here. Pretty easy to get an address going. Start typing in a destination. It'll give you options on that right side there. And then all of your car settings are here. You can go in there, general settings, and you can adjust your units. If you want to change the consumption, distance, power, all of that can be changed to metric system or whatever. And then you have your volume settings in here. And I like that you can really adjust this. And it's one of the few vehicles that allows you to almost have a DSP-like setup. You can adjust your treble and then everything in between there to get that perfect sound that you want. Then you can adjust your individual driving modes, exterior lightings. Then your driver assistance, that's there. And then you do have the option to go to your experience mode, so you can hit one of these. So for example, when I hit the well-being, you have that sound, and then certain things are adjusted for what you're doing. Like an expressive mode, the sunshade automatically goes back. But for the most part, that pretty much sums that up in terms of the radio. All the important stuff at least. And there's a backup camera. And then the guidelines follow you. You turn the steering wheel, pretty decent picture. And then we do have a front camera as well. And then you do have that 360 view the whole time there. And you can toggle the automatic parking on and off here. But down here we have our hazards. And then we can toggle the safety system there. And then down here, we can go through our assigned presets. And then we can go through the track list, radio stations, all of that here, depending on what mode we're in. And speaking of modes, let me get this off. So if you hit this, you can hit the mode button and actually go through how you want the tune button to, I guess, react. So if I go to the Sirius station, I can use this and it goes through the stations, and that same thing for over here. Excuse me, these right here. So you can scroll through all of that. But then if I go to the presets, if I have XM saved with FM and I do the same thing, it'll go through all the presets I have saved, whether it's FM, AM, or XM. So that's pretty cool. So if you like to always have it on the presets, you can do that. If you want to go to FM, you can do that as well. But for the AC controls, we do have dual zone automatic climate. And I like that we can have our auto mode set there, or we can just have the auto mode set for the front passenger. And then the same thing with the airflow. So if I want to have it on the feet here and I want it on the face and the windshield there, I can adjust that And then I can even adjust the fan speeds manually as well. And pretty easy to just sync back up and get it going that way. Defrosters are on this side, max AC, and then I can hit this menu button and pull that up for the climate controls. And then you can just adjust the temperature pretty easily with the knobs. And down here below, we do have, first of all, we can stow that, which I like, and I like that trim throughout as well. But we have a wireless charging pad, 12 volt, and then 2 bottle holders there. And for the 8-speed, just hit this lever, pull down for drive, and then you can slap over here to manually shift from the shifter or using the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And it'll show you what gear you're in right there where it says comfort and the temperature. Right in between there, it'll show you what gear you're in. And then you can just tap up for neutral, hit the button, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park. And then for the radio, we do have shortcuts here. So if I hit this map button, it'll just pull up the nav map. And if I hit nav, it'll pull up the destinations or where I want to type in a destination, just by hitting that where to like we did earlier. And then media shortcuts there. And then you can also use the knob to scroll through or toggle up, back and forth there. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press it again to disengage. And then we have our automatic brake hold toggle there. Traction control, we can toggle that. And then our sport mode, comfort mode, and eco pro are all in there. And of course, within each configuration, you can set up that individual mode. And then your parking sensors, hit this button here while in park, and it'll pull up your camera there. And then we do have a USB-C charge port here, a little bit of additional storage. And I'm gonna slide this sunshade back, but there's a look at the back seat from up here. And I like how quick the sunshade is as well as the sunroof. And I love that it goes all the way back. And then we can one-touch close that as well. Now behind the steering wheel, stalks here, blinkers, and then high beams. We can turn that on and then turn off that way and flash here. And then you can turn your auto high beams on there when you are in that auto mode. And then we also have this BC button here, and what that does is that right side of the gauge cluster, it kind of gives you different options to choose from what you're looking at. And then your windshield wiper controls on the right side here, one time, and then that's off, auto, low, high, and then we can toggle the sensitivity of the auto wipers here, and then just pull up for that front wiper fluid. Cruise controls here, we can turn that on and off, and then set speed, cancel, resume, and then speed limiters there. And then to the right side, Bluetooth control, voice recognition, and then we can use this to go through those presets, and we can see that on the heads-up display as we scroll through those. And then again, once that's activated, I can use these to go through the different tune or presets depending on where we are. And then volume controls here. But there's our push button start, auto stop toggle. And finally, here's the key fob. And next, let's go ahead and take this 530i with xDrive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the 530i, it's a pretty quick car with this twin scroll turbo 4-cylinder. And of course with the 8-speed, it's pretty snappy in terms of shifts. And we do get that 48-volt mild hybrid system. So that just helps you with power output when you have your foot down. But all in all, love the driving dynamics. I don't think I've ever been in a BMW where I didn't like the driving dynamics. But of course, this one's no different. Pretty quick on its feet. Love the steering feel. Comfortable yet agile, I guess you could put it that way. Let's put our foot down. So extremely quick, again, for a 4-cylinder turbo. I'm gonna give myself a little space here and then give it a pull. So sport mode there. Pretty quick again. So we do have lane departure warning, which is helpful. And I don't think we have adaptive cruise. It's kind of hard to tell in the BMWs for me. It has that green assist button, so I have to double check, but pretty good ride coming down the interstate here. And very quiet in the cabin, actually. Not like it should be surprising, but it is. The road noise is pretty minimal. Wind noise not at all intrusive. Mostly I could just hear that 18-wheeler screaming as it drove down, but very impressive sound acoustics in the cabin. And brake pedal feels very nice. It doesn't have as much bite as I was expecting when I first hit the pedal, but you have so much room to just keep braking harder and harder. I'm gonna put it in the manual mode and just show how quick the shifts are here. So extremely snappy. But yeah, just the car it's very, very, how do I describe it? The sound acoustics again are just fantastic here. I just feel like everything is deadened through the doors and the windows, almost like a sound chamber kind of feel here, but not necessarily echoey. So very luxurious, let me just put it that way. But I think this is a pretty good competitor for, I don't want to necessarily say the C-Class from Mercedes, but a step up from that, probably the E-Class, a good competitor. And there are very few companies that are still making cars, even at this time in 2021. I mean, you have like the Lexus ES, maybe. I don't even know if they're still making those, because everybody's just trying to go away from cars and go to small SUVs, mid-size SUVs. But there's just something about a vehicle like this that is, you know, it's fun to drive, it's fast, but then if you're wanting to use it as a commuter car, the ride is fantastic, the sound acoustics in the cabin are fantastic, and you can get pretty good fuel economy when you have it in that Eco Pro mode. But now that I'm sitting here, I don't think this has adaptive cruise. It might just have forward collision alert, and maybe that's what that means, because I can't adjust the gap or anything for the cruise control, so I'm assuming the adaptive is not on here. And I've seen very few BMWs, basically since 2020, that come in trade here at Chevy of Murfreesboro that have the adaptive cruise. But all in all, love the car, love how it drives, feels, and the amenities as well, other than not having that adaptive cruise. But other than that, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2021 BMW 530i xDrive.